Hi guys, this is Alexis from Reflections of a Bookaholic, and I'm here for another plan with me. This is my spread from last week using a beautiful gold foiled kit from Two Little Bees. And then moving on to this week, and this is the week of March 22nd through March 28th, and I am using a very dainty floral kit from Graceful Muse Paperie. It is called Bloom, and it is foiled in rose gold. I have to say that this kit came together in such a beautiful spread, and I'm so excited to show you guys. So I started off as usual with the bottom washi. This bottom washi had two strips. The top strip was perfect, but the bottom strip, once I got ready to put it down, I didn't really like how it went all the way to the bottom of the page, and I wanted a little bit of white space. So I brought out my cutter, and I used my cutter to cut down a little strip, and I ended up using that strip a little bit later, so it was I was very proud of myself because I ended up just needing the strip, but also getting to use all of that part of the sticker in the kit. Using all the parts, I have a lot of pride when I get to do that. Any leftover stickers that I have, I put them in my leftover sticker book. I have 3 very solid ones. They're organized into sections, and I actually organize my stickers by first the type, whether it's a full box, half box, quarter box, whatever, and then I organize it by color. So if I need to pull from my collection, I move to the colorway and try to choose something that matches. Anytime I can use as many stickers from a kit so that I don't have to spend the time putting it in my sticker book, I really appreciate. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the strips that I cut from the top of the washi, or the bottom, or wherever it came from, and I'm making them into headers. I don't quite remember how many headers this kit came with, or why I chose to use the strips instead of headers from the kit, but what I will say is by doing it this way, the headers at the top and the bottom washi go together quite well. So that also could have been my reasoning, but it's a very simple thing to cut them down. It's not time consuming, and I really like how it came out. I'm having to be really careful here because I am using a type of X-Acto knife. I don't typically use an X-Acto knife because I have a horrible habit of cutting into my planner. I find that using the green cutter tool to be better for me. I can be heavy-handed and it doesn't cause as much damage to my planner, but I cannot find either of my green cutter tools, so I am using the X-Acto knife, and it's pretty scary. So after I get done putting down the headers, I then go back to the top and I put down the date covers. These date covers came from the kit, and then I pull in some date dots, and I believe these date dots came from Sadie Stickers. It's very interesting because in my last couple spreads, I've been using date dots from Chic Blossom Prints, and these date dots are from Sadie Stickers, and I originally thought that the Sadie Stickers date dots were too small, but they were just perfect. So I probably should, not probably, I didn't do the date dots right away like I thought, but I do them eventually. So I do move to my sidebar. I've whited out the month that was on the page. Oh, I can't even speak. And then I put in kind of a little corner scallop, some deco from the kit, and then that March script is from Randy.Plans. I put down the Bloom full box, and then I go ahead and put down the rest of the full boxes for the spread. This is something that I've been doing ever since my spreads have been memory focused and being more memory playing with me's. I am putting down the full boxes to find balance and to kind of find that perfect look rather than using them to take up space or using them as I go, which I have done in the past. So I'm just kind of zooming out so you can see where I put the full boxes, and then I am using washi strips from the kit, or these are not washi strips, but I'm sorry, headers from the kits to put them at the top of the full boxes. Thinking back, because the headers kind of matched the full boxes so much, I really didn't need the break. I didn't have to do that, but I just didn't really think about it at the time. Putting headers at the top is something I typically do, and so I feel like I was just kind of doing it out of habit, and moving them around to make sure they didn't clash, but they weren't entirely necessary. But I don't feel like they distracted from the spread at all either. I do move to finish up my sidebar. I put down a washi strip from the kit. I put down a washi flag, a narrow washi flag, and then I put down the Monday through Sunday tracker. My intention at the time was to come back and put a script sticker at the top, but I forgot. I may do that now, as you know, I'm doing this voiceover, but that's why I put down the flag sticker at the top at that time. I like to use 2 habit trackers if a kit comes with them, so I put 2 down. I like to track my postnatals or prenatals depending on what I have, and I like to track my water. Both of those are very important to my breastfeeding journey, and so I like to stay on top of them and not get lazy. So after I do the sidebar, I've put down this simple line header. Well, it's not really a header, it is a, why am I always drawing blanks during voiceovers? Anyway, I attempted to put a little bit of deco at the top of the date covers, but I really didn't like how it looked, so I thought by putting down the simple line, again, blanket, what to call them, that I could kind of create some separation so that I could build the floral bit that I had in mind. I spent so much time on this part of the spread, and I was just kind of going with the flow and just trying to get a look that I didn't entirely know where I was going, but I just had this feel that I wanted. And so while I stopped here, when I got ready to put away for the night, I turned off the camera and put away for the night. I really kind of thought of how I wanted to do it and kind of got my groove, and so I kind of filled in. And what you're saying now is the finished product of the top. So on camera, I put in a few flower deco at the top, but off camera, I kind of found some greenery and just kind of spaced it in between in different directions to kind of get the look I wanted. And then after I put down the date dots, I came back and I used some butterfly deco from Sadie Stickers to kind of bring in the butterfly components from the spread up at the top as well. I really love that the butterfly deco from Sadie Stickers had so many different sizes and options, and I really feel like it made that part of my spread, which is also my favorite part, really, really stick out, and just, I don't know, like it just really does it for me. Moving to Monday, I put down a blue page flag, and then I put down a gavel sticker. I drew another blank from Honey Inked, just to note that I had a Merritt's Zoom hearing. I ended up switching out that page flag for a different one because that one that I put up top was blue, and I ended up pulling up all of the blue elements that I put on the spread and replaced it with the peach and the green elements instead. I did layer some different shape layering pieces, and then I put down the Nurse Baby script from Melissa's Craft Shop. I then put that Mommy and Baby sticker from Paper Shower down to note that I got some baby cuddles, and those are the best cuddles. I put down a today or to-do header that I end up pulling up and replacing it with a different header, and just jotted down a few things that I got done. And again, that checklist was blue. I did later pull that up and replace it with a green one. At the very end, I put down a football sticker from Crafts by Towie to note that Jacob had his first flag football practice. So pretty big deal for him. Moving to Tuesday, I put down a heart checklist, and I put down kind of the boxes at the top because I knew where I wanted them. And then I filled out the checklist, leaving a space because I knew I wanted to bring in a script sticker. I just noted that I had a 9-minute hearing, I sent emails to do, and I needed to set a visit. Jacob was homesick, so I used another sticker from Paper Shire to note that. And I thought it was important to note the 9-minute hearing because I just kind of laughed to myself, because in the past, before COVID, if I had a short hearing, I still had to drive an hour 15 minutes in traffic to get to court to have a 9-minute hearing. And now I get to have the 9-minute hearing and kind of go about my day and not lose time. While I can't wait for the panorama to be over, I am not looking forward to being in traffic all the time again. So I did note that I had a visit out of town. That sticker is the road trip stickers from Love Shira, and her shop is closed. And then at the bottom, I just noted that Jacob practiced some football at home, and I did some work at the end of the evening. Moving to Wednesday, I had a lot of trouble with this part of the day, and I did a lot of different things. But first, I started off with the quarter box. I put down that bottle from Piper Paper Company, or maybe it's Piper Paper Co. now, and just noted that the baby woke up at 5 a.m., which is a bit early and not the best for me because I stay up so late working, and I tend to hope that I can get at least 4 or 5 hours, and if the baby wakes up at 5, that doesn't happen. So I had a mediation, and I really like how I put the butterflies over that flag sticker. But again, I pulled up that blue box, but I also just thought that the whole thing clashed. So first I cut down the flag sticker in hopes that that would make it better, but it didn't. And then I just had to replace the box altogether, and I do that in a little bit. That I used that fork and knife little thing to note that I had avocado toast, and then I put down a flag with a football sticker. I don't remember where that football was from. Just to note that I joined in on backyard football. I love the innocence of Jacob, and I any opportunity that I can get out there and play with him and I'm not working, I try to take it. And the football was no different. So then I put down a quarter box, and I put down the shoe sticker from Crafts by Towie. It's unfoiled. And I just noted that I walked in the rain, and then I had a heated talk. I don't know if I had it with opposing counsel or who, but I used that talk sticker from Simply Said Life to note that. So moving to Thursday, I put down a corner scallop and that laptop sticker from Pretty Pink Co. just to note that I had an Ed Items CLE to do. And then I used a script from Alyssa's Craft Shop to note that I nursed the baby. And I mean, obviously I do that multiple times a day, but I just put it there because I like to put it in at least once. Then I scroll to the bottom of the full box and put down a heart checklist just to note that I had some lasagna soup, I deep conditioned my hair, and I picked up Jacob from school. I then put down this blue half box, and this is the point. So I write in that I had a visit out of town, and at this point I realize that I don't like how the blue is looking in the spreads. And so I start to think about whether I really want to pull everything up and kind of start over. And that's what I did, and I did it off camera. So moving to Friday, I put in the coffee girl from Odd Loop, just to note that I had coffee and an Impossible breakfast sandwich from Starbucks. I put down a flag sticker from the kit to note that I had a permanency conference and my client did not show up. I then put down a header from the kit, and then a half box. This is the point where I just kind of wanted to note, using these emojis, these Hamilton emojis from the Coffee Monsters Co. I just wanted to note that we realized that the baby stops crying in the car when we put Hamilton on. And it's hilarious. That Hamilton script is from Alyssa's Craft Shop. It's hilarious, but I really think it's because when I would nurse when he was first born, we had some trouble with his latch because he had a tongue tie, and so I always had to like go somewhere where I could sit upright, which was my office. And every time I nursed, I watched Hamilton. So we watched Hamilton, you know, from beginning to end, multiple times a week. And I think it's like familiar to him. But anyways, if he's in the car, which he does not like, and he cries, if we turn on Hamilton, he stops crying, which is so perfect for my life and my family. On Friday, I did use a football sticker from Crafts by Towie to note that Jacob had his first flag football game, and it was just as hilarious as the practices. I'm telling you, these kids, these kindergartners these are hilarious humans. I mean, is it bad to laugh at? I don't want to know the answer. I don't want to know the answer because it's probably not in my favor. And yeah, I don't want to know. So on Saturday, I did put down a sticker off Craft by Towie's baby sticker to note that I had a pumping sesh. I pull in some some butterfly deco from Sadie Stickers, and then I just noted that I tidied up in Meal Plan, and I used a sticker from Piper Paper Co. Down at the bottom, I took Jacob to the park to play with a neighbor, and that playground sticker is from Paper Muse Crafts. I used the fork and knife little things to note that I picked up groceries. I then used the cutting board from Simply Said Life to note that I cut up veggies in preparation for my meal prep, and I created a marinade. So for Sunday, I just noted that I slept in. That sleep in sticker is from the Coffee Monsters Co. And for me, sleeping in just means that when I get up and feed the baby, I get to go back to sleep, and my husband takes the baby and just brings him back to me to eat. So while I have disrupted sleep, I do get a few more hours than I do during the week. I put down a third box and put down some stickers from Crafts by Towie, just to note that Honey Ink had a new release. And for me, it was such a mess because everything kept disappearing out of my cart, and I ended up putting in 3 orders because I started panicking and just wanting to get the things that I wanted and not wanting them to disappear from my cart. But I had a lot of fun ordering, and I got pretty much everything that I wanted. That apron sticker is from Crafts by Towie also, and I just noted that I had some homemade chai and I did meal prep. We had a family dinner, and then I promised Jacob some banana bread, and that flat lay for planner time is from Fox and Pip. So that is it. I cannot express enough how in love with this spread I am. I feel like it's one of the ones where I was a little more creative, and while I used the florals at the top, I tried not to use too much floral in the spread, but really to bring in the butterflies. I show you what I have left over and do kind of a wiggle and turn off the studio lights. That's it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week. Bye.